Hi and welcome back to my channel. I've been asked by people why I don't arch my eyebrows. I've got my glasses on, so what I'll do is I'll take them off and I'll show you. The reason I don't arch my eyebrows is I don't know if you can see, I have very prominent eyes. So if I was to arch my eyebrows up onto my forehead, I would have eyeshadow on like this bit of my forehead, which would look very, very silly as far as I'm concerned. It's not a look that I think would be wearable. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to block out my right eyebrow, and then I'm going to put it back in, and I'm going to draw it in using eyebrow pomade by Makeup Academy, so as you can see what I mean about it looking silly. And what I'll do is I'll actually put eyeshadow on this eye and take it up under the arch, so you can see what I'm on about. You'll have to excuse me, all I've done so far this morning, I have been up since very early, is I've had my breakfast, I've took my tablets, I've cleaned my teeth, I'm about to go and get a shower and wash me mouth because it's very hot at the minute. I feel ugh, because, as I say, it's very warm, but I will be back with you shortly. Hang tight, I won't be long. Right, welcome back. As you can see, I've washed my hair, I've washed my face, I've put some moisturiser lotion on it so that it can sink in while I start and do my eyebrows. As I say, I'm just going to block out my right one, and I'm going to be using Pritt Stick. Don't use anything else other than Pritt Stick, otherwise you'll find your eyebrows will actually pull out when you come to take this off. It's been recommended so many times on YouTube by various other YouTubers, so that's what I'm going to use. It comes in various different colours. This one's just the clear white and it has no smell. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to take my mirror and I'm going to comb this eyebrow out. But comb it up like so. And I'm not going to block all of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start about here, about halfway between the inside and the outside of my eye, so that I can draw my eyebrow up a little bit here. Okay, so now that I've done that bit, I'm going to take my Pritt Stick and start, as I say, about there and smooth this on. And you do want quite a thick layer, and just work it well into the hairs. When you've done that, take your spoolie and brush up like so. Making sure you don't actually get it in your hair. If you do, not to worry, it will come out. Right, just need to leave that to go dry, which will take a little while. But if you press it with your finger like I'm doing, it will help it dry, like so. There. And again, you need to cover your eyebrow well. So again, about halfway, and smooth it on like so. And you can actually see on the second layer I've used more, and you can see it on my skin. And just, if you feel you've got too much on or you've gone too far in your eyebrow, don't worry about it, it will remove with your finger. Again, comb that and comb your hairs up like so. Now, to help it dry, as you can see, it's starting to get really tacky, which is what you want, because you need your powder in this next step to be able to stick to the glue. Okay, another layer, again about halfway, like so, and you really do have to slather this, otherwise it won't work. I've put 3 layers on because I've got very fair eyebrows. I'm naturally blonde. Might not be able to tell by my hair colour at the moment, because I have coloured it and I have stripped the colour out, as I've told you previously. Now I'm just going to let that dry a bit, and again using my finger, just tap it, just to help it dry and to get any excess off your skin. There's nothing worse. Okay, I'm just going to wipe my finger on a towel. I don't want bubbles of glue all over. Now I'm using my spoolie to really smooth that glue, and I'm wiping away any harsh lines of it. I don't want that to show under the powder, like so. Right, what I'm going to use is it's a translucent powder that I've mixed up myself to add a bit of colour to it. It's just in a little tub. So what I'm going to do, on a little brush, I'm going to find one small enough. Don't you hate it when you lose things? Yeah, in here. Right. On an angled brush, this is a no-name one, I'm going to use this and start to dab some of this powder on my eyebrow, like so. Because if I was to put foundation on top of this powder, glue, it wouldn't look right, it would smear, it wouldn't sit properly. Now I'm going to add another layer, and then I'm going to add some more glue to it. So I will have added a 4th layer, which this is, to my eyebrow, like so. Get rid of any hangers on, don't want them. Right, let that dry. And if you have any worries about your eyebrows not sitting right, don't worry, that's what your spoolie's for. Just gently comb them, like so. Like that. And basically that glue takes no time to set, and the powder does help. Another layer, dab it on, and now you can see the difference that's made already. And when I've got my foundation on, that will be covered. Like so. You can see a little bit, but as I say, that doesn't matter, that'll be covered with foundation. Right, the next step is to start to cover your eye with foundation, and I'm going to use the W7M high definition foundation 12 hour in the colour Buff, I think it is. Now it says to shake it well, so let's do that. Such. And I'm just going to use a makeup sponge like so. I'm going to dispense a pump out, and let's start and dab that onto the eye area. I've already put a little bit of primer on, so I'm all prepared basically. Right. Now I've done that, I want, out of my makeup, it's by MUA and it's the hydro powder, and there is no shade on it. Basically it is white. That's what it looks like. As I say, there is no colour to it. So, and I'm going to use a powder puff. I'm going to lather this up really well, because I want that eyebrow covered so you don't see it as such. As I say, there will be a little bit showing. That's part of this. Now I'm just putting it on here, and I'm going to use the puff to smooth it out. So, and I'm going to use some more foundation. Excuse me, I've got something in my eye. I'll use another pump of this. Don't need a lot, it is quite thick. The only trouble with this one is it is known to leave a tacky residue. Right, again, here, and dab it well in. Okay, like so. Up over the eye where I'll put that powder. Like so. Right, now what I'm going to do is add some more powder over it to set it in place. I'm going to curl my powder puff like so, and I'm going to just dab it here on my eyebrow. I don't want it anywhere else but where I've blocked my eyebrow out. I've taken the little brush that I used to put the first set of powder on. I'm going to brush it off. Now, I'm not a drag queen, drag artist, or whatever you want to call them. I have a lot of friends who are, and that's no disrespect to them at all. They do an absolutely fantastic job of blocking their eyebrows out. I don't do this on a regular basis, so you'll have to bear with me. Right, on a double-ended brush, I got this from eBay, from China. There's no name on it. Couldn't even tell you how much I paid for it. I think it was about maybe £4, if that. What I'm going to do to hide some of the marks where I've got the foundation and powder on my eyes, I'm going to start with my palette of different coloured concealers, and I'm going to start with this one. Hopefully you can see it here at the top. This is the palest shade there is, and I'm going to then work along from there down into them three. I'm going to load my brush up well, and make sure I carve what I've done now, and to hide the eyebrow well. Do you know, I don't mean to keep saying the word well, so you'll have to excuse me. I catch myself doing it and think I have to stop. So, right, here we go. There. And because this is a cream, I can put it under my foundation that I'm going to put on afterwards. And tip it up so it's on its end, and do that. Get in behind the top of your eyebrow hairs and use the fatter side to blend it, like so, and use the bottom flatter side, smaller flatter side, in your eye to get it truly covered. Right, and again blend it. Now take, it's slightly pinkier, this shade, so it's going to cover the darkness. I've got, as I say, friends who are drag queens, and this is a tip they told me. Use a salmon or a pink based concealer to cover any dark spots. They used either a very, very bright red and really blend it into their skin to cover their stuff. Sorry about that. I ended up having to change the memory card. As I was saying, I have friends that are drag queens, and they've said to use a pinkier tone to get rid of any darkness on your eyebrows or anywhere you've got facial hair, be it stubble, eyebrows. So what that does is it hides the shadows. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint this on here, like so, like that, using the smaller side. I know this might look cakey, but by the time I've blended it out, like so, you'll see the difference. And just blend that so I don't have any harshness. And I'm going to use the smaller side to blend here on my eyebrow itself. Now, do you see the difference that has made? It's totally blocked all that hair out now, and making sure this is covered well and truly. I don't want anything showing that resembles my hair. Right, so using the fat end of the brush just to blend. Right, now I'm going to use the slightly darker colour in the palette to go over them. Don't need as much as that. And just where the eyebrow is, here, on my eye. I'm going to take it anywhere else, but on this bit here. So, use the fat side again, blend it. And the reason I'm taking it up onto my forehead and down onto my eye is so I don't have any lines. And what I'm going to do on this side, I'm going to add a little bit of primer, and what's left on the brush I'm going to put on this eye to kind of match that eye, but that's getting ahead of myself. Right, next step. I have filled in both my eyebrows using the pencil and the Power Brow by MUA, blonde and in fair. Now the brush that came with that brow power is crap. As you can see, it's pretty small and I don't like it, so I used an angled brush as shown. Next step is to take the Naked palette and to go over those with the colours mixed together, Naked and Book. And I'm using, it's not a real Techniques brush, but it's close enough. I will get the real ones soon enough, and I will do a comparison video and tell you what I think of it all. It's Naked, and next one I'm going to show you, I think, is, well, I didn't show you actually, but the other colour I mixed with it was Book. So you can see I've got eyeshadow on my left eye. I'm going to do my right eye for you now. By NYC I'm using an eyeshadow base all over my eye and using my ring finger and just blending that out. Then taking the Too Faced chocolate palette, I'm using Champagne Truffle, Salted Caramel and Marzipan, and a little bit of semi-sweet as transition colours. Now take an eyeshadow trio by number 7 in the colours Golden Globe, and I'm using the bronzier of the 3 in my crease. I'm blending that to my transition colours. Now on a fluffy blush, taking the golden colour on the inner part of my eye and covering that part up. and adding as I need to, because once I've blended, it will blend away. Now on a little flat brush, I'm taking the champagne colour and I'm highlighting my inner corner and under my eyelid, eyebrow even, and blending away any harsh lines using that colour. MAC eye pencil in brown, no name, using it to waterline and tightline, and just to give myself a little bit of eyeliner above my top lashes and a bit of a wing. Hopefully you can see what I'm actually doing. And the same on the other side, adding a bit more to it and deepening my waterline. Now taking the colour Semi Sweet, I'm going to blend underneath my eye and just blend the eyeliner in and smoke it out a little bit more. Now taking the gold colour, I'm putting that in the inner corner of my bottom lashes and blending it together so there's no harsh lines. Mascara by Avon in Extend, and it's in the colour black. I've got my foundation on. I've used Sheer Cover Minerals foundation. I've contoured, I've added blush. I'm going to do highlight with the Balm Jovi highlight palette, and I'm going to use solid gold on a detailed Real Technique brush. It doesn't give you a lot of highlight, it's just a very subtle colour, so I do go over it again using the colour Metallica. And as you can see, I'm putting that on all the high points of my face, my nose, my forehead, my cheekbones, my cupid's bow and the tip of my nose. And I use my foundation brush to blend it in so I don't have any harsh lines. I'm going to use, no, I didn't use that colour actually in the end. I used an orangey colour lip liner by True Colour to outline my lips. Now I have one side which is higher, which is on my right than my left, so I have to join them up to make them look even, and as you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just using very light strokes to start off with, and once I've got the shape I want, I can press slightly harder and fill in where I need to. Next step, obviously we all have lines in our lips, so I'm pulling my lips tight so that I can get into those lines and know where's skipped and my lipstick won't bleed, which doesn't look pretty. Taking the colour Penny by Lime Crime. Yes, I've heard the hoo-ha about them, that's got nothing to do with me. Basically, she should have held her hands up when she was caught out and said, yeah, I did repackage another company's makeup under my own name, and that would have been it. And nobody would have been none the wise or none the fuss. But to act like a bitch like she did just wasn't nice. Excuse my stomach. I've got a little mark on my face. It's a chickenpox mark. I had them when I was 41. I was covered from head to toe. I've got one on my forehead and one just above it. So one on my cheek too. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make the one on my cheek look like a beauty mark by filling it in using the pencil I used on my eyebrows, that blonde. And just adding a little bit more eyeliner. Now I have big eyes, as you can see. I have a lot of eye space, a lot of eyelid space, and if I was to use a cream or a white eyeliner in my eyeline waterline here, they'd make my eyes look even bigger. That's why I like to waterline and tightline with the dark colour that I'm putting on underneath, and I'm just going to make sure there's no skin showing underneath. Because if not work, then what bits? Right. Just another. There we go. And with that little brush that I used under my eyes, just kind of do that. Smooth it out a little bit. And that brings us to the end of today's tutorial. I hope you like. I hope you can see what I mean about if I was to arch my eyebrow up onto my forehead more, I would just look very, very silly. I've got a lot of gap here and my brow bone just juts out. I can see it, so if I can see it, I'm sure anybody else can see it, and I don't like it. I'll take my hair down so you can see it with my hair down, and my hair is wet. I've just washed it. I don't blow dry my hair. I don't like blow drying my hair because it is naturally curling. As I've told you before, it'll just frizz on me, so you'll just have to bear with me on that. And I've given it a treatment today as well because it was due one. I used a macadamia hair mask from Asda. Cost me £1 and it's really nice. I've not used it before, but first impression so far is it's left my hair feeling very, very soft. So my hair's dry, not dry, it's wet. So, right, I hope you like. I really don't like the right side eye at all. So yeah, I look alright, banana. Well, if you like what you see, subscribe, leave your comments in the comment box down below. I will do a product link for you all in the description bar. And bye, thank you for watching. Yes, I've just got lipstick all over my hand, but bye, thank you for watching. See you all soon. Take care. Bye.